feel like I might have mentioned this before, but it feels to me that Bistork is the type of player who that StarDuck might have ended up becoming, like, in terms of playstyle. But then somewhere along the line, he decided, you know what? I'm actually gonna like learn how to macro. And it's very fortunate that he did.
It is. It's great. It's great. But I don't know if that applies in a PvP.
It shouldn't. If it does, then I think Bistork is just gonna have his way with StarDuck.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
You need to embrace a little bit of the madness that is PvP. As we load into game number 1 here of this Best of 3 series, starting off in 2000's atmosphere. Cut my life into pieces. Here in the bottom left-hand corner map, spawning all the way in the bottom left-hand corner, the pink Protoss player coming down from the land of Australia, hanging about by that Sydney Ava. He's soaring light. He is soaring after that 2-1 victory in the first round. He is gonna be representing Fight for Justice. He actually woke up this time. He is StarDuck.
And spawning in the top right-hand corner of 2000 atmospheres LE, we have the Kong himself. In more ways than one, he's the Kong of his region, and representing Hong Kong, it is Bistork.
Really, it was fate. This was his life.
Yeah. Hi. Oh boy. But we'll see. Again, I like these guys. They've honestly been facing each other a little bit more frequently recently. And may they go back and forth. You know. Sometimes Bistork comes out on top. Sometimes StarDuck. Like it really is hard to call.
Yeah, and despite the fact that they have played against each other quite a number of times in these recent months and weeks, I feel like we've only casted them maybe once or twice, so this is going to be interesting.
Yeah, I think we casted them last week, but when we did, we pointed out that, hey, they face each other, but we just haven't been able to cast them. Like, they hit each other in the bracket, especially in the lower bracket, but yeah, we just don't get to cast them anywhere near as much as we should.
Next week, I'm gonna bring it up again.
We don't get
to cast them too
Calling
much.
it now.
Yep. There we go. Seal or Kuro, clip this part, and then we'll hold like a drinking game next week, or not a drinking game, but it's gonna be like the rain talk. Speaking of rain, no.
Oh god, it's happening. And what I'm surprised by, but number one, we are on one of the newer maps, which I love. It's one of the great things about, forcing the players to play on new maps with our system, that way of doing things. But we do have some differences here. We do see StarDuck, he wants to be the aggressor, opening up with 2 adepts.
Yeah, Bistork, meanwhile, I'm not so sure. I guess a little bit distracted over there. Is going for the Stalkers first, but not looking to be too passive with them. They are generally a bit more of a defensive unit, but you can go across the map and see what you can get done.
Ooh.
They can go toe-to-toe with the Adepts, 100%. They have a lot more health.
Yeah, I love this from Bistork. He was anticipating that, StarDuck would send a couple of units into the middle of the map or across the map, and Bistork was able to intercept them, immediately taking out one of the Adepts.
Now StarDuck's gonna have a lot more trouble trying to get any pro press on the other side of the map. Can still get a pretty good scout. I say that just as the Stalkers come in. Hey. StarDuck's so blind.
He's blind, mate. He sees nothing right now. He was able to scout earlier with a probe, but that is it. And again, I'm sure he was looking to deal some damage. And oh my god, Bistork, he's proxying across the map.
This is why Bistork was so active with his Stalkers, looking to deny that Adept any control on the map, or any movement on the map, really. This is gonna be a lot of Stalkers that Bistork is gonna hit with.
Yeah, this is scary. This is scary in so many ways. StarDuck, he's going for an expansion. He doesn't know that Bistork is still on one base. He wasn't able to confirm that. He doesn't know that of the lack of tech either. And StarDuck, I don't know if you just saw, but the shield battery was denied.
Yeah, and it's super important to keep that alive in a defensive scenario like that. I was gonna say that StarDuck is doing a really good job of just killing as many units as he can, but them reinforcements, like that, never underestimate how quickly you can reinforce the fort pylon, even if the gateway hasn't finished up just yet. And now StarDuck is supply capped for now. Okay, Oh, he's able to recover from that.
Yeah, he does finish up a pylon, and we do have a shield battery on the way on the high ground. Like, StarDuck, he needs to save his base here, but I don't know if he'll be able to. Oh my god, he gets cut off!
Beautiful force field over here from Bistork, and taking out that sentry is... I cannot overstate how important that is. It means that StarDuck has no zoning potential anymore. Best he can do is try to body block at the top of that ramp.
Yeah, exactly. Another sentry comes in. Ooh, he does get blocked in his own main base. This natural, it's dead, mate. It will go down. StarDuck, he knows the awful situation he's in, and he's using his tech. Like, he had a Twilight Council because he wanted to go into a more longer game with Blink, but behind this, he is going for a Dark Shrine and a Ninja base.
Oh, super sneaky.
Mate.
I like it. And Bistork is only now starting to get that robo facility down. It's really not gonna... There's really quite a bit that StarDuck can do offensively or defensively with the DTs before detection comes out for Bistork.
Yeah, but Bistork may be able to break StarDuck here because StarDuck doesn't have enough units. He can't stop Bistork from just walking up the ramp. Bistork is a little bit, you know, a little bit distracted. You know, he's expanding instead. There was definitely an opportunity here, there where he could have exploited StarDuck, but StarDuck was able to hold.
He was, and now Bistork is backing away, which is kind of unfortunate. As you said there, it was kind of understandable why Bistork was being so cautious. You know, he didn't want to go into that battery overcharge, but he could have for sure gone for the kill there.
Oh, yeah, he definitely could have. Meanwhile, the DTs are getting into the main base. What's important? Robo's done. Observer is on the way for Bistork. Oh, God. You know what?
He knew. He was thinking, how can StarDuck possibly come back in this game? DTs, went behind Dark Shrine, and that was actually kind of smart, you know.
Yeah.
Archons have a lot more health to them, you know, might as well morph into Archon and then recall.
Yeah, otherwise they would have been dead, and that would have been a massive investment by StarDuck just down the drain. Bistork, ooh, does he feel like something is up? He's checking the Zonaga. Will he check the fringe bases? Yo, he's checking the bases.
Don't turn around, Bistork. Keep going to the left. No, I said don't turn
around. No.
And StarDuck fails to reveal himself right when Bistork was about to get him. He doesn't, but he lost an Archon.
Oh god, he did lose an Archon. Bistork, he doesn't know, but GG gets called anyway.
What did we just watch? Oh, GG. Well played there for Bistork. Really good denying the vision there from StarDuck, and then I feel like it just devolved from there.
Yeah, it looked like StarDuck did like an all-army like attack in that area. With like, it looked like the Archon was trying to meet up with the Stalkers, but unfortunately he was running into the army, and then StarDuck's army got caught in the middle of the map. Like,
Oh no. I liked what we just saw. That was a great game. I cannot wait for game number 2.
This is why we're casting them, right?
That's why we always cast them whenever they're available. Well, we haven't been able to cast them too often, but yeah. Oh, we don't have a game mode.
Oh, we don't. We're
making a lobby.
Also, I've been meaning to respond to this for like an entire series now, and I keep forgetting. Samuel, if you're still in the chat, so if you, I apologize if we weren't clear. We were talking about how earlier today, I casted a lot of 12 pools against Protoss, and it never lost. It never lost. 100% win rate.
Straight up. The win rate is insane. I don't think I've ever seen this lose.
Exactly.
Funny how that works.
Oh god, but we're here in this series. Oh god, like StarDuck, like Bistork was doing so well denying all that vision, by the way. Like, I need to praise him again.
He really was. And what have we always said? Like, you know, StarDuck, he is not the most active with his scouting.
I mean, he was trying. He tried
with that adept, but like beyond that, he played it out a bit more defensively. You know, which I can't really blame him. You know, he doesn't know what Bistork wanted to do, but yeah, he definitely took a lot of. He took a lot of not Hail Marys, but what's the word I'm thinking of here, Light? Where you go for a thing and then you hope for the best. I mean, when he took his expansion is what I mean. You know, he took his expansion hoping the best. He hoped that Bistork was also. He knew that Bistork was being aggressive, but he was hoping Bistork wasn't going, you know, all out with his aggression early on. He was hoping that Bistork was still maybe expanding or getting some kind of tech up at home. So, yeah, a bit of a risk there. I was thinking, that's where I was thinking of, by the way, risk.
I was about to say, yes, a risk, Yaku, yes. God damn.
As we continue on to game number 2 of this best of 3 series, we are going to be playing it on Blackburn. This map, of course, being a black bear. I'm assuming it could be a panda, and pandas have a little bit of blackness on them, like the patches. That's what I mean. Here! In the bottom right-hand corner of the map, starting all the way in the bottom right-hand corner of the map, and also in the bottom right-hand corner of Australia. I see it's coming down from the Sydney Harbour. Did I say left? I meant right. The bottom right-hand corner of both of them, this map and the map of Australia. He is going to be representing Fight for Justice. He is going to be potentially doing something a little bit cheeky this game after getting taken out in that game number 1. He is StarDuck.
Sydney is not in the bottom right-hand corner of Australia.
Is it not?
No.
Yeah, it is. It's in the bottom. Yeah, it is.
No.
It's in the northeast. So.
That's Victoria's there, mate. Victoria's in there.
Yeah.
Victoria's in the bottom right.
Like around there. Yeah. It is. What? No, you're thinking of bottom, right? I'm thinking of like, you know, lower, right?
Uh-huh. Spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Blackburn LE, gas stealing his opponent because he knows what is up. He knows what he needs to do in a PvP. He is, of course, the Kong of Hong Kong. It is, or I should say, he loves to stroke his beef. It is Bistork.
Bistork is such a legend at this point. He steals gas. He is the Kong from Hong Kong. He strokes his beef. He flies. He's a stork.
Yeah.
I got a fun fact for you. Like, storks are bigger than ducks.
They are. I don't think anyone was contesting that fact.
I would.
Oh,
so we can have some kind of a contestation is the word. So just so we could have some kind of contest going.
Rivalry? Is that what you were trying to go for? I pieced it together because like a contest, like, you know, like a competition or a contest or some kind. God damn it, yeah, good.
Well, you know, the heaviest duck is probably heavier than the lightest stork.
Is it? There's some fat ducks out there, mate. There's some chunky ducks, mate.
There are some ducks with like wide wingspans too, yeah.
There you go. And we'll see if StarDuck is one of them, because right now he's up against the ropes. He's down in this series. One more slip up and he's out of the upper brackets. And we do see a pylon out here on the map, but so far just a single pylon. Fun fact, he's actually, you know, checking the gold base of all things to make sure Bistork isn't doing anything crazy. As we got some stalker on stalker action here in the middle of the map. Oh
my. Oh, but 2 stalkers on 1.
Oh,
and Bistork is going to be chased away for now. Don't go into the slow zone. Oh, just barely slow it down.
Oof.
And did give StarDuck enough time to take that out. Now Bistork, I would say Bistork is blind, but he does have that. He does have that gas geyser across the map, yeah. So he at least has eyes on the main base.
He sees everything in the main. Meanwhile, what do we have here? Oh my god, Bistork is actually terrified. He's throwing down 2 shield batteries here at his natural base. Meanwhile, I mean, to be fair, like, there are reinforcements being worked in here at the pylon, but StarDuck isn't like being ultra aggressive. Like, he's oh, never mind. He is backing up. He is throwing down the forge. And oh my god, the adepts actually get in.
Yeah, 2 of them do just before the body block, and now this is a lot of damage being done on this shield battery. Really good force field preventing the surface area for the Zealot, but that doesn't stop the Stalkers or the Adepts. One more Adept of StarDuck will go behind enemy mineral lines. It actually takes out quite a good number of probes over here. How funny is it to have battery overcharge keep another shield battery alive?
Right, it's disgusting. It was actually working as well. He was able to keep the wall up, and as a result, StarDuck couldn't break into the natural base. But damage is being done, forces all these probes off the line. StarDuck was able to kill a decent amount of probes.
Yeah, quite a bit over here. Also kills Space Shield Battery in the end, when it's all said and done. So, yeah, decent damage so far from StarDuck, and this was a huge commitment for him. He is still taking up behind this, working on the stage 2.
That he is. So far, both players, they are working on their blinks. Bistork will have a timing where he will have the upgrade and his opponent will not. Ooh, meanwhile, he's being a little bit cheeky here with a Dark Shrine.
Ooh. Went behind, as they say.
Yeah, and I guess he is a little bit behind, technically, so we'll see how this works out. Meanwhile, StarDuck, he does not have a way to get detection. He doesn't have a Stargate, he doesn't have a Robo.
Best he can do right now is throw in a couple of cannons, but he does not suspect the DTs to come his way.
Yeah, he has no reason to throw down any cannons right now. Like, DTs could end the game if StarDuck doesn't get some kind of production up, like a Robo.
I believe Bistork just finished up. There's that War Prism light! Where's it rallied? Right across the map into the main.
Oh no.
There's no vision over on the sideline. StarDuck, he is blind.
Like, the thing is that StarDuck in a head-to-head engagement, StarDuck wins. Like, he has the superior army. He's going to have the superior upgrades. But DTs are they're just gonna end the game. There is a cannon in the natural. Like, there is that saving grace. There is like a safe zone.
Yeah, so StarDuck's not going to be completely dead. Best case scenario, he will, what's it called?
Hey.
That's what I'm thinking of over here. Transfer his workers to that natural base, but that's a lot of stalkers that StarDuck just warped in. Bistork is aware of that, so he's going to try to scramble the defense while those ZTs get damaged down across the map. See how well he can do. If StarDuck breaks this before Bistork can get any damage done across the map, then he just wins.
Exactly. More importantly, if he forces Bistork to warp in a defensive DT and gives StarDuck a heads up, that's going to be huge. As the Warp Prism gets in, the DTs are revealed.
But they are being chased right now, and so many probes are being forced to be pulled right now, Light. And what do we say, Light? Transfer those probes into the natural base and then just wait for detection to come out. StarDuck knows how to win this game, and he is going to take this to the ace match.
You say that. I mean, DTs can be warped in defensively, and there's no detection here for StarDuck. But he has no mobile detection either, so Bistork should be able to hold here. An Immortal comes out as well, so this will get cleaned up. On the other side of the map, that DT is still wreaking havoc in the main base. Robo is on the way, but he still doesn't have detection.
Actually forces a recall before detection gets out. You're right, Light. I just really wanted a game 3, because how crazy have these 2 games already been?
He was trying to do hold position. Oh god, the DTs, they're getting so much damage. Like, the DTs are not just getting worker kills, like, they've got a decent amount, but just denying all this mining. There's only 2 probes here in the main.
Yeah, it's so inefficient how he's mining in that natural base. These gateways are going to be depowered. And honestly, if you can just continue to take out these pylons, StarDuck is going to have 0 production. Well, he's going to have half of his production for a long, long time. For a second, I thought Bistork somehow had blinked DTs, but no, it was the Stalkers that blinked.
It's the Stalkers blinked. Everything will finally get cleaned up, and I love this move by StarDuck. So he's getting the gold, and he needs to. Like, that was a lot of damage dealt to StarDuck's economy. To get back into this, as soon as that Nexus is done, just, you know, rally over the workers and just mine. There we go. Mine as much of it as you can while you can. This is a very nice way to get back into this, or to even things out economically.
Yeah, Bistork was at about twice the income for a while over there, but now with this gold base, they are catching up quite a bit. Bistork is going for his own 3rd base. It's a normal 3rd, but he is well ahead in the worker count, so yeah, incomes are going to be fairly even for quite some time. It's all about who's going to do more with their money.
Exactly. As things are kind of evening out between the 2 of them, right? Like, things have calmed down, and both players, like, sure, they have decent armies. I don't think StarDuck can kill at the moment, especially with these Immortals and these shield batteries. We'll see, though. We'll see if he can make something happen.
Yeah, best case scenario, I feel like maybe
he snipes the Immortal.
Can I get the Immortal? He plays right on top of it. The shield battery is giving it a live battery overcharge. Popped a little bit too late. 1 Immortal does go down. Very nice pick off. There is another Immortal over here for Bistork, so yeah, StarDuck isn't going to be overstaying his welcome, but very nice pick off already.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, this is just gonna give StarDuck a little bit more breathing room when the eventual fight happens. So yeah, whatever you can do, right?
Definitely, right?
Before
Like,
the big fight happens.
as you said, I'm sure Bistork would have loved to have moved out with 2, maybe 3 immortals, but because he already lost one of them, like, he's not feeling so sure of himself, and it's going to delay that push. Meanwhile, Bistork did find this gold base. I mean, there's plenty here for StarDuck to defend against it, and he will be able to clean up these stalkers, but Bistork is now aware.
How do you feel about hold positioning a DT in that mineral line, Light? I mean, there are observers out now for StarDuck, but he doesn't have observer speed, and I'm pretty sure that his observers are with his army, yeah.
I mean, it could work. It could work. It is really risky, but yeah, DTs here would be amazing. It is kind of on StarDuck because he knows DTs are out. So there it is. Cannons are being thrown down. That's exactly what I was about to critique him on. But thankfully, he's aware and he is throwing them down.
He heard us.
He knows.
Which is pretty important, you know?
God.
He's certainly going to be a little bit more aggressive here. Does he have 2 warp prisms, actually? No, he only has 1. Okay.
Only one for now. Meanwhile, StarDuck does have a massive upgrade advantage. He has +2 compared to the +0 of Bistork.
Yeah, and Bistork being a little bit overzealous here, moving in with his zealots before the rest of his army could catch up. Archon and the warp prism does go down. Bistork, got a little bit too impatient this time.
Mate.
Need to wait a little bit longer.
Yeah, the anti-timing +1 for Bistork finishes up in 10 seconds and he just lost his entire army. Ay, Bistork, you just had to wait a little bit longer and then the fight wouldn't have gone as bad for you, and now the momentum has swung in StarDuck's favor. He's going across the map. He has detection with his army. DTs will not save Bistork here.
I don't even think battery overcharge is going to help him out too much here, Light. Maybe if he can snipe that observer and then send out an ET, but that's a very tall order. He's almost getting... He doesn't quite get it!
He doesn't get it. Detection is here, and StarDuck, he's just gonna roll on forward, take out this 3rd base. DTs are warped in for Bistork, but there's detection here.
And just like that, Light, we are going to be getting a game number 3.
There we go.
GG is called. StarDuck brings it to the ace match. I guess that does confirm it for us, Light. StarDuck is chonky.
Oh, yeah. I don't know if that's a good thing or not, but he be chonky, mate. He is too big for the stork to pick up and fly away with. And as you said, mate, we are going to that ace match. That was pretty chaotic.
Couldn't deliver him.
He couldn't do it. Oh, God.
And it was very chaotic. Both of these games have been so pure chaos. This is the essence of PvP right here.
Oh yeah, this is what we wanted.
It really is.
Oh boy, as we are getting into that ace match, I just love how that turned out. That was really scary for StarDuck, but again, I really loved his decision making. Sure, he may not have had detection ready, but he had a follow-up plan. He was able to, for the most part, remain calm under pressure and really be decisive there. Meanwhile, on the other side of things, Bistork a little bit too antsy, right? A little bit too impatient, it felt like. There was nothing forcing him to push out across the map. If he wanted to, he probably could have kept on going with that game, been a little bit more defensive at home, waited for some upgrades, maybe expanded, taken another base. Yeah,
I think maybe he panicked a little bit when he saw that gold base. He
maybe.
thought, oh, how long is he at this base, you know?
Yeah.
He might have a lot more income, and StarDuck was getting 4th base towards the end of that game, but yeah, I mean, Bistork, he just didn't have quite as much information as he needed. If he knew that he was actually ahead in the income despite that 3rd base he was slightly ahead, then he could have probably just waited a little bit longer, had his +1, you know, not getting, maybe try to force StarDuck into a better position for that engagement. But yeah, when it's all said and done, StarDuck hit a really good timing.
That he did, and now I love it. The ace match is gonna be on the new submarine. I
would love it if just both players go immediately. What's it called?
Mate, just cannon each other. That's what I want.
Yeah, let's do it. You know what's going to be funny is you can potentially throw it on the forge. You're probably across the map. The pylon will finish, and you don't have the forge finish yet. And immediately Bistork goes across the map! Oh, you'll love to see it as we conclude this series best of 3 on Beckett Industries, a business incubator here in the bottom left-hand corner of the map, spawning all the way in the bottom left-hand corner of the map, not getting a forge, but he is immediately throwing his probe across the map. A pink Protoss player coming down from Hong Kong. He is the Kong from Hong Kong. He strokes his beef. He is Bistork.
And spawning in the top right and getting proxied, as you said, we have the Duck of the Stars, hailing from the land of Australia, representing Fight for Justice. It is StarDuck. And he be chunky.
Very chunky, but as Score is pointing out, you know, we talked a little bit about the weight. What about the eyesight?
Mm-hmm. Exactly. That's what really matters here. Oh my god, even proxying the Forge! Everything being proxied here for Bistork. Meanwhile, StarDuck has no idea. He is going for a probe scout, thankfully, and when he gets into the main base, he's gonna be like, oh, there's nothing here. There's literally nothing here.
Honestly, Bistork is just balling. Bistork is just balling here. He is proxying in such a risky location. I mean, the single gate would be, you know, pretty sneaky out of vision for StarDuck. 2 gates and a forge, literally all his production is right in the natural base. This is the absolute disrespect coming out from Bistork.
And what I love is that there's no gases either for Bistork. Like, this is just pure zealot. Yeah, it's just pure zealots and and shield batteries and cannons. Bistork did get a pylon up in the main base of StarDuck, which is huge, and that pylon will be powering this cannon on the low ground. It does get spotted. StarDuck, he still hasn't seen the proxy, but I mean, now he knows. Oh boy.
Well aware, Jesus, I would hate to be in StarDuck's position right now.
Thankfully, this is the best response when you're getting cannon rush in general. StarDuck, he threw down his own forge, so he will have defensive cannons. Ooh, but the pylon will go down, and this pylon is powering that cannon.
I thought I was trying to repair for a second. I was like, wait a minute.
Oh no.
This isn't, you're not a Terran player, but yeah.
That cannon's depowered, right?
That
Question mark?
It's depowered. It's too far away from the other pylon over there. Bistork should try to take out this pylon. Yep, now he does. Try to make sure that he doesn't get surrounded with his zealots here. Depowered again. Oh, yeah. Oh, my lord. I said I wanted chaos in this PvP line, but now I feel remorse for my my pleasure I felt.
Not like this. Not like this.
This wasn't what I asked for.
That's what you deserve.
This is really, we really had it coming, didn't we? We were cheering for this types of games to happen, but now, oh, that was brutal.
It was GG, well played. Oh god, like StarDuck, he was responding like relatively well. Unfortunately, again, he didn't scout it until the very last moment. That was dirty by Bistork, but also really well executed. Mate, Bistork was like eating StarDuck from both ends. I don't know if you saw, but there was a cannon there in the national, but there were also cannons in
behind the mineral line.
Yeah.
I didn't catch that until right at the very end, where I was like, wait a minute, why are these probes forced off the mineral line? I was like, oh my god, what an absolute baller. Bistork is just something else.
Mate, he has no fear. Ace match? Mate, I'm a proxy everything.
Sent all my production out, you know. You may be chunky, but I tell you what, storks. You have a longer wingspan.
There you go. There you go. And in the end, I guess that is what matters.
Oh, no. Diamond League disaster. Oh no. In the chat.
Honestly, that's a fitting name to be watching this game right now. This is a solid Diamond League disaster right there. I
wish I could have your enthusiasm, buddy. Or your optimism, not enthusiasm. I wish I could have your optimism.
Oh boy.
Yeah, really well done here for Bistork. Again, it is not going to be the end for StarDuck. There is a lower bracket, and you know, I feel like it is really important for us to keep our eyes on him in this tournament, because in 1 week we are going to be having our first inaugural season of ANZ Champs, a actual league format happening. Well, not quite a league format, but they are going to be having, you know, round robins going on. from what I remember anyway. And yeah, it's going to be taking place week after week. So we're going to be... And unfortunately, that is only available straight up to the ANZ boys, Australia, New Zealand, and for most of the players who are eligible for that, understandably, are just looking to prepare a little bit more, you know, maybe heighten their builds a little bit for what they have in store next week. So yeah, for now, we're just going to be looking at StarDuck and thinking, all right, we know what do you like.